Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll be doing a review on these Heavy Hitters Undisputed lace-up boxing gloves. So stay tuned. So today we have the Heavy Hitters Undisputed training gloves. We'll do a close-up weigh-in and review on. I got them in 14-ounce lace-ups, and these I believe are my third pair of Heavy Hitter gloves. I've always been really impressed by this company, mainly because the gloves are extremely comfortable. Probably some of the most comfortable, well broken in gloves out there today in the market. As far as boxing gloves go, this is a company based out of Korea. The gloves are made in Pakistan. But that's not to say that these are really awesome gloves. So just to show you, I got this in the black, kind of yellow, silver, and orange color scheme. It does have that triple striped thumb that you see there. Full genuine leather construction. It says Heavy Hitters on the back with the logo. This uses multi-layer foam construction. It has more of a medium to soft density to it. Just to show you guys over the knuckle area. Probably the best feature of this gloves is going to be the comfort and how broken in they are. The back of the gloves has a plastic patch that says Heavy Hitters Unlimited Energy. I'm not a big fan of plastic when it comes to patches just because they typically have sharp edges to them that can lead to cutting. So it would be nice to see maybe like a rubberized patch instead of plastic that has a little bit more of a soft touch feel to it. 14-ounce tag right there. You have I'd say 3/4 of an inch of dense padding, feels like EVA on the back of the wrist. Yellow piping around the cuff. And I'd say about 1/4 of an inch of padding on the inside, palm facing side that goes up to right where the thumb piping is. Yellow thumb piping and the same kind of padding on the outside wrist. Red flat laces that are nice and long. You have plastic tips on the end of the laces. Ventilated holes on the thumb as well as on the palm. The grip bar is a pretty good size. It doesn't collapse, so it has some good firmness to it. You have double stitching and a leather attached thumb. So there you have it. Those are the gloves next to each other. Really nice looking gloves and really soft. You can just see how soft touched they are especially here in this finger compartment. So let's go ahead and put these on the scale. See how much these weigh. Show you guys the knuckle area again, just how soft that area is over the knuckles. So let's go ahead and start off with the right glove. With the laces. So they're at 14.1, almost exactly on weight. And the left glove is, let's see if they're the same. Put these laces on there. Exactly at 14 ounces. So that's perfect to see. These are on weight, which is awesome, especially for some training gloves. So let's go ahead and do the review. Hey, what's up guys? Carlo here, and today I'm doing a review on the Heavy Hitters Undisputed lace-up boxing gloves. I got mine in 14 ounce with this black, silver, orange, yellow color scheme. This is my third pair of Heavy Hitter gloves that I've done a review on and I've been using in training. I was really impressed with the first two I got. I actually did a review on their Champion gloves as well as the Flare Knight, which was the same colorway as this one. Now, Heavy Hitters is a company it's been around for a couple of years now. They're based out of Korea. The gloves themselves are made in Pakistan, but what these gloves are really known for, and I think is what makes them special, is that they're super comfortable. Probably some of the most comfortable gloves, probably top 3 as far as comfort goes. When you put your hand in these, they have a nice soft, broken in feel, and they're pretty much the exact opposite of some of the stiffer injected molded foam style gloves. Now, looking at the glove, this one has a medium profile. It's a really cool looking glove design-wise. You do have that Heavy Hitters logo on the back. This particular glove you can also get in Velcro, the Undisputed line. Size-wise, you can get it anywhere between 8 to 16 ounces. So you have a good variety of sizes, 2 different closures, obviously lace up and Velcro, and multiple different color schemes, which you can check out on their website. So you have that Heavy Hitters logo on the back. That's pretty standard on all of their gloves. You also have the Heavy Hitters Unlimited Energy, this plastic patch on the flat cuff. I'm not a big fan of plastic just because it typically has sharp edges. So if you're going to use the glove for sparring, I would definitely recommend taping that over so you don't cut your sparring partner. It would be a good idea, in my opinion, to maybe make that a rubberized patch. I feel that would make it a little bit more safer. It'd be a little bit softer. And I feel it would actually look better, in my opinion. It does have that 14-ounce weight tag there. The flat cuff on the back has about almost an inch of padding that is EVA, 3/4 of an inch to an inch of padding on the back. The yellow piping at the bottom. Nice flat red long laces. You have about a 1/4 inch of padding of medium density that comes up to right here where the thumb is at. And on this other side right here where the stitching cuts across. Double stitching, you can see the yellow piping goes up and around. Tri-caught inner liner, that's really nice and smooth, doesn't bunch up. Yellow piping on the thumb. You also have that triple thumb with the yellow, silver, and orange. Black attached thumb, ventilated holes on this palm. Grip bar is nice and big. You also have ventilated holes on the thumb. So a really cool looking glove, and overall it looks really nice. I think it looks pretty sharp in my opinion. I like the colorway as well. If I were to do it again, maybe I'd get like the blue and the silver colorway, but this colorway looks pretty slick. Now the quality of the glove is pretty good. I mean, these gloves are made in Pakistan. The leather itself has more of a nice satin feel to it. And you can see that there's no imperfections other than it being a little dirty on the punch surface right here. But the actual leather itself has a real nice slick feel to it. Has a nice high quality feel. The patch could have been better in my opinion. Like I mentioned before, the piping looks really clean on the bottom of the cuff. You know, rotating it around, you can see the laces are nice and long. The liner doesn't have any holes or exposure on the inside that shows any open foam. So that's really good. You know, the piping around the thumb looks good. The seams between the thumb, the outside thumb and the inner thumb looks really good. All the leather is tucked nicely to the fingertip compartment on the outside edges. You don't really see too much stitching that's getting pulled through on the leather and stressing the leather out. Where the thumb meets the index finger looks really clean. No issues with the actual inner part right here, so no stitching coming out there. So overall, really nice. And then the actual balance of the glove, you can see it's a really well-balanced glove. No sagging, so you don't have too much weight, and it's being too front-loaded with weight on the front, so it's really nicely balanced, as you can see there. So overall, the quality on these gloves are really nice. I mean, the leather looks clean, the liner's good, the attention to detail on the stitching looks pretty good overall. I mean, I guess if you want to be nitpicky, you can see kind of the stitching right there on the thumb. It's not a huge issue. Everything is just really aesthetics. I don't see anything structurally or anything that really stands out or throws a red flag that says, okay, what's going on there? No bubbling. Well, maybe a little bit of bubbling right there of the foam. You know, that little, I'll try to show you guys. I don't know if you guys can see it in the video, but maybe a little bubbling right there. But other than that, it looks pretty good. Now, slide my hand here, and comfort is amazing. I mean, you put your hand in here, excellent broken in feel. Again, this is what they're really known for. You can see I can open and close my hand with super ease. I mean, there's no resistance really. And I think that's what a lot of boxers love these gloves, is because you get that really nice tight grip. You can put your hand there and you can really make a nice tight fist. And I mentioned this many times before in other videos. To me, the best way to prevent hand injury is to make sure that, one, you wrap your hands properly, but two, the gloves themselves can have the best padding in the world and the most expensive leather and all that. But if you can't form a proper fist and get your hand into position, that way, even if you do maybe hit off center or you don't punch with the perfect form, the gloves will do their job and protect your hand still, because your hand is in a perfect spot regardless. So I feel like these gloves, being nice and broken in with a deep finger compartment, allows you to do so. And the thumb is optimal as well. Nice long parallel thumb. My thumb doesn't jam at the tip like sometimes you have that. So they do a good job. Let's make sure there's enough room. You have a good amount of padding that has kind of a medium to soft density right there. But the comfort is great. You know, laces and the wrist support feels good for a lace-up glove. It's not too wide. The hand compartment is not too wide or too snug. So I feel for a 14-ounce glove, it's actually the perfect size. The piping gives you enough room for that little section on your thumb right here to breathe. I feel like that's kind of an area that is a red flag for a lot of gloves, is where they have the piping. If you take your gloves off, you'll notice that the piping kind of goes around right here, right? So your thumb is inside the thumb compartment, but the piping kind of cuts around. And if the manufacturer makes it too tight, you kind of get this pinching sensation right down in here. So it's really hard to really break that in, one, and then it's just uncomfortable. So the fact that they give you a little bit more room right in here is a big deal. I mean, a lot of people will notice that when they put their hand in certain gloves that they're really tight, but they do a really nice job of giving you extra room right there. Now, protection and performance, these gloves I'd say are more, I wouldn't say on the puncher side, they're on the punchers to medium, I guess, medium protective side. So by that I mean they're not like a IMF foam, or they're not like a bag glove where it's really dense padding, where you really nullify the shock of the punch. With these, you definitely get good pop out of the foam. You can see the foam is on a more medium to soft density. So they would make a pretty good sparring glove, but once the padding starts to really break in, your knuckles might actually come through, and your sparring partner might not be a big fan of that. So these are the type of gloves, because they're already soft and broken in, that when you really break them in, they're going to be even softer, and the padding is going to be a lot softer. So do keep that in mind. If you do have maybe a hand injury or knuckle problems, you definitely will feel some of the shock go through on these gloves. I would recommend maybe putting a gel pad over your knuckles if you do have an injury. If not, and your hands are perfectly healthy and you're fine, then you'll definitely love these gloves for really anything in the gym, bag work, hitting the mitts, sparring. I find that hitting the mitts is probably my favorite with these gloves, just because you get a really nice, satisfying pop and feel with these gloves. And again, you can open and close your hands real relative ease. I mean, there's no issues with your hand position with these gloves, but definitely using it on the mitts is definitely my favorite. As far as being protective, again, I would probably put like a little bit of a gel pad over it if you do have hand issues. Now, these gloves cost $129. I think they're definitely worth it at that price point. Typically, that $100 to $130 price range is kind of the sweet spot for most manufacturers. You'll find a lot of gloves that kind of fall in that range. And I definitely think they're worth it. Full genuine leather construction, and construction of them are really nice. They're on point with weight. They're well balanced, and they're super comfortable. I mean, if you're looking for gloves you could just slip on, they just feel like, you're laying on a cloud. And then these are definitely those kind of gloves. Not as protective as some other gloves, so if you might feel the shock come through when you're using this on bag work, especially if you're using it on more of a densely filled bag. But they're still great gloves, especially at the price point of $129. You have a lot of sizing options, color options, two types of closures to choose from. So definitely a very well balanced glove, and definitely one of my favorites as far as a more broken in glove that has a very comfortable feel to it. So if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these heavy hitter gloves. I'll see you guys later. Peace.